I'm a father of three beautiful kids. I'm trying to pursue a bachelor's in science and nursing. They're my main inspiration. You know, finish school, get that degree. I can't tell them to do something I haven't done myself.
I was always just a little helper growing up. I know my parents will always just tell me that I'm running around helping little kids here and there, helping adults. And then my dad got sick, and then seeing him go through such a hard time in his life and I was helping him, it just pushed me even more towards the field, so I just kind of fell in love with it.
In 5 years, I see myself already graduated from my undergrad. I hope to fulfill my major in biological sciences with a concentration in physio, and I hope to have already be accepted into a physician associate school and be either studying for and graduating towards that goal, or already be in that position itself and working in the field.
I spent 13 years in the Navy, giving myself to the country, and I found that I really love that humanitarian aspect. So now that I'm back home stateside, I just want to keep that going, give back to the community. I find it very gratifying and feel satisfied in this line of work.
I think this is going to look really nice, you guys. This is what I'm used to seeing, and I see some spots where it looks kind of, because this is so hard to get this thinned out. But I think you just,
So I think to be literate in the world, you have to actually have some basic fundamental understanding of biology. During the time I've been teaching micro, we've had the Zika virus epidemic, and now we've had the COVID-19 pandemic. Before COVID, nobody really had probably heard of herd immunity unless you'd taken a microbiology class or taught it. And now everybody knows what herd immunity is, right? Or at least they've heard it and they have an idea of what that means.
Being able to see it come to life in lab is so much more rewarding. It really is, and I'm a very hands-on person, so it's great to just get my hands dirty and have different colors on my hands and staining things, so it's really fun.
I'm not in my room by myself, you know, on the internet. I'm actually making friends, forming bonds, forming relationships, and just that synergy is so important because when I feel like I'm lacking in certain aspects, you know, I have my classmates there to like back me up.
I would say that my life as a geology student is very adventurous. I don't see myself working in an office space, and I hope that geology can grant me that experience.
I travel all over the world and I love to experience other countries. It's a little intimidating, especially when I don't speak the language or know the people, but what I carry with me that makes my travel so much more easy to do and confident is that I know the geology of the place I'm going. And it's not because I did a big research project before I went, it's because I've learned enough about geology that I can see and recognize in the environment of wherever I travel things I know. So I'm able to connect with the land, and that then gives me the opportunity to connect more with the people from a place of more confidence.
I really hope to aspire to have my own nonprofit that offers environmental services to small businesses here in the Bay Area.
Taking the geology courses here at City College, my entire world has shifted and changed, and I can never look at the world the same. I think everybody should experience that for themselves.
When you use equals equals to compare strings, what you're really doing is checking to see if you have two references to the exact same string object.
I got into computer science really initially as a kid. My brother taught me to program when we had a Commodore 64 at home, an old PC. And I took a few classes in grade school, and then in college I was interested in sciences and engineering, and I wasn't quite sure of my major. But I chose computer science because it was really flexible.
Just to remind myself, I guess, so the double equals sign, it's just, it looks for the, like, exactly.
Once you get me started on talking about computer science, I'm like, yeah, this is like, it really is awesome, though. I'm really glad to, like, honestly, like, be alive in this age of emerging technologies and just seeing how it can be used in order to, like, just, like, solve issues that we have as people, as a society.
What's exploding really is programming, computer science, data analytics, data science. So that's why I'm trying to pivot my career to. The key for engineering is knowing your mathematics very well, and the key for the higher math, like calculus, is to know your algebra and your trigonometry very well. Get those basics very, very solid.
There's more and more of a need now for scientists in all different fields to do programming, to analyze their data. I've heard especially from astronomy and other fields where there's a lot of data to work with that really people need to learn programming in order to do any kind of research or to understand the information that they're getting.
I have a lot of students, most of my students, who are non-science majors, and the way I reach them is to try to connect what we know about astronomy to what is in the world immediately around us.
Once things are casting shadows again, I'll probably be able to find it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be searching around.
That's really an incredibly warm and powerful feeling to know that even if I haven't become some fantastic researcher, I've actually inspired others who have.
Science is pretty astonishing. There's like this invisible world we don't get to see, and through the great professors we have here, they're teaching us how to take part in this transparent, this invisible world, only seen through a microscope.
There's so much you can do. There's biotechnology, there's chemistry, there's physics, there's engineering, there's various options that you have here at CCSF. And I think it's one of their best selling points because I started off as just a normal environmental science major, and I got to learn through at least one of the programs that I'm a part of is MESA, which focus on student leadership. And I learned that I have an interest in engineering, and it's helped me build what I want for the future.
I think as a student, deep down in your heart, you always know what you want to do. You really have to listen to your gut.
I think you should really sit down and think about who do you want to be in this life, where do you want to go, and the classes that you take and the path that you go down should really be passionate about.
My experience here at City College has been really cool. I take part in science, but I'm also minoring in theater, and just the diversity here, the characters, the passion from the teachers and the professors, they make the process here of higher education very enjoyable, and I'm just so proud to be a student here.